Morning, everybody. John Panic with the Mohave Valley Daily News, and this is the Daily Dose for Wednesday, February 10th. The Daily Dose is brought to you by the Tri-State Radiology Center in Fort Mohave, Arizona. The Tri-State Radiology Center is an American College of Radiology accredited facility. Tri-State Radiology serves the tri-state area and now accepts Medi-Cal. Our professional staff is here for you and will work with the healthcare providers in the community to help take care of your health. Remember, at Tri-State Radiology Center, your image means the world to us. All right, I like our brand new screen there, our brand new opening screen. Thank you, Michael Kennitzer, one of our graphic artists in back, did that. So let's, Wednesday is our big, thicker newspaper. We got a lot of stuff in. Hey, do you see this, Jeff? Smart and Final, put a little love in your cart. Some
Anytime
roses.
is it wine or the food you're looking at?
It's both. It's
okay.
It's a dozen roses and a bottle of wine. Pretty nice little deal. So we'll keep that for later. All right, let's see what we got going on. Get this big mattress land thing out of the way here. County records 500th COVID death. We had 6 deaths. That's kind of a scary headline, but really it's 500 since this began. We had 6 on Tuesday, 3 in Havasu and 3 in Kingman. But the thing that I thought was interesting, we only had 30 new confirmed COVID cases, so that's down significantly. Hopefully we keep that pace up. We got a lot of things coming up in the community, and we want to hopefully be able to go out and do some of those. So keep those numbers going down, more and more people getting vaccinated. On page 2, as part of that same story, they talk about appointments for the vaccines. As of yesterday afternoon, there are still appointments available for a drive-through clinic that they're doing up at the county fairgrounds in Kingman. It's for 75 and over, as well as the 1A people that still haven't been vaccinated. The website to get your appointment is long and complicated, so please go to our page, click on the COVID story, and you can click on the website from there. You can also give them a call if you don't have computer access at 928-753-8665. There are also Desert Palms Medical will be doing the second dose for those who've already had the first vaccine of the Moderna vaccine. They'll be doing it on Sunday, February 21st. The only way to get an appointment is by physically going down to Desert Palms Medical Associates, that's in the Palo Verde Medical Professional Plaza here, and show them that you've already had the first vaccine, and you can set your appointment there. They're open from 8 to noon and 1 to 5 p.m. Tomorrow, Thursday, February 11th, or Friday. So go in, if you're looking for your vaccine, either go up to the campground, the fairgrounds today, or go over to Desert Medical. Crushed nixes Catalfamo pay boosts. So I told you yesterday a little bit about the crushed board meeting on Monday night. It was a 5.5-hour board meeting, so because of deadline, we missed the last couple of hours of it, and that was done predominantly in executive session as they discussed Ed Catalfamo, the general manager of the field house, as they discussed his pay. There were some questions about the contract that he has. It was signed by the superintendent, Benji Hoekstra, before Superintendent Flora was here. And it included things like a 2.5% cost of living increase every year, a 4% annual pay increase every year, and a 10% performance bonus every year. The board voted to remove all those things. They voted unanimously to remove all those, and we don't know what Ed Catalfamo's response is going to be to that. So stay tuned. I don't think that's the end of this story for sure. All right. You got our headshot ready, Jeff?
Yes, sir.
Elderly woman accused of beating boyfriend with a hammer. There she is. That is 74-year-old Marilyn Kepler. Marilyn apparently is part of an abusive relationship. On Monday afternoon, on Sunday night, going into Monday, the investigation was on Monday. On Sunday night, she apparently had enough of her husband or boyfriend, who had left the TV on again while they were sleeping, and so she took matters into her own hands and beat him with a hammer. He woke up, begged her to take him to the hospital. She said okay. They headed towards the hospital here in Bullhead. When she passed the hospital, he started questioning her again, and somewhere near Kingman, she pulled a gun on him. He wrestled the gun away, was able to get out of the car. Somebody else picked him up and took him to the hospital. But when you read through the story, there's much more to this story. According to him, her boyfriend, she has been verbally abusive and harasses him. He also claimed that she put Clorox in his coffee, but they were unable to prove that because the pot was washed and cleaned. So she has been charged with aggravated assault and domestic violence, suspicion of aggravated assault and domestic violence. So that's kind of a weird story. Apparently there's been some problems. The police were called there last March, in which she told police that her boyfriend had yelled at her and threw her to the ground. She wasn't injured, didn't want to press charges, and just wanted him removed from the residence. So I think that's probably solved now. All right. Judge refuses to block Arizona's new education tax. This is the Prop 208 stuff that was passed back in November. The tax that was going to go on the anybody making $250,000 a year or $500,000 per couple. It was voted in by the voters. Some of the Republican legislature has gone to court to try and block it. They had 4 different reasons why they wanted it blocked. The judge dismissed each of them one by one, basically saying that most of the reasoning that they had was either invalid or unconstitutional. So there's a little bit more information to the story on what his reasoning is on each of the steps, but they've blocked it. It's really hard that once the voters vote something in, to have it repealed. They tried that with the minimum wage a couple years ago. It's pretty difficult. So not a big surprise, I guess, that was blocked. Lake Havasu arson suspect apprehended. We had talked yesterday morning about the Jeremy Chelgren, the person of interest that they were looking for down in Havasu. He had allegedly started a couple of car fires, then a stack of pallets. He set those on fire, and then he had started some homes that were under construction. He started those on fire. So they were looking for him. They apprehended him after a short chase. And so he's being charged with 7 counts of arson, as well as unlawful flight, theft, and displaying a fictitious plate. We talked about the Malibu yesterday that he was driving around in. When they found him, he had a fictitious plate on there. Shame on you. All right. There's one more I wanted to get back to here. Trump trial gets go-ahead after a rough first day. The second impeachment trial of former President Trump started yesterday, and they started with some opening remarks and some video showing the attack on the Capitol. 6 Republicans crossed the alley or the aisle there and voted to go ahead and continue on with the impeachment trial. There's a lot in here about what some of the Republicans thought of the opening remarks from the Trump attorneys. They were arguing that it's unconstitutional to impeach a president who has left. But the attorneys for the Democrat side for the Senate there has said that the prosecution, I guess you could put it, they have said that no, it's not, and they presented their own information on it or their own evidence on it, and so it's moved ahead. It's still not likely that they had six Republicans cross the aisle to vote for moving ahead with the trial, but they're going to need 17 to cross to convict him. So pretty unlikely. All right, in sports, we had overall a pretty nice day in the area. The Lady T-Birds basketball team had a nail biter with Bradshaw Mountain. They ended up prevailing 49-45. Junior Alyssa Heath led, one of our former athletes of the week, led the T-Birds with 26 points, and Bella Bunch added 15. It looks like Bellas were in a crucial part of the game as well. It was a back-and-forth game. It was tied 23-23 at halftime. But coming down the stretch, the Lady T-Birds were able to put it away. They head out for another game. Remember, we talked about this condensed schedule. They are traveling to Flagstaff today to play right away. And then the Mohave girls soccer team also won for the second straight game. They won 8-0, this time against Coconino. Skylar Foster had 4 goals, and Andrea Carrillo scored 3 to pace the way for them. They moved to 2-2. The Malk boys continue to stay undefeated. They moved to 9-0. They beat Seligman 57-17, and that was after sitting their whole starting lineup. They played backups and reserves, some underclassmen, but they still ran it up pretty good on them. Melk's Owen Davis, who scored 16 points, and Jackson Honiger had 12. So they turn around and they play tonight at River Valley. We'll see how that goes. And then the River Valley girls soccer team, tough loss for them. They lost 2-1 to Bourgade Catholic. It was 1-1 late in the game, and they had an own goal that did them in. So that's a tough one. All right, let's see what else we got here. Ads. Put that over there. Move this over here. All right, Wednesday is also our day for the Laughlin Times. You see right there, 1,981 doses administered at the Laughlin Clinic. There's a nice picture of Sean Hammond wearing his mask. Sean's the general manager over at the Aquarius. That's where the clinic was being held. They did 980 on last Wednesday and 1,000 on Thursday. 1,001 on Thursday. The Laughlin VIPs were there to help. Sean Hammond allowed them to use their facility there, and I guess it was nice and orderly. They're looking at doing a second dose somewhere in the first week of March. We haven't received information yet on those dates, but as soon as we have that, we'll pass that on to you. The Clark County is accepting applications for the library board. So that is, they have 3 openings for the Las Vegas Clark County Library District Board of Trustees. So if you're looking for information on how you can apply, it is in here. Weather-wise, it looks like we're going to be, today and tomorrow are going to be really nice. Actually, going into the weekend is going to be really nice. Today and tomorrow up into the upper 70s, close to 80. I think that today actually we're probably expected to hit 80. But on Saturday and Sunday, we have a 50% chance of rain, Jeff. Can you believe that?
Well, we could use it still.
We could use it. 50%. It's been my experience that 50% around here is not good enough. We could have a 75, 80% chance and it still skirts right by us and hits Kingman or something. So Wednesday is also the day for our entertainer, and some really cool things in here. You see the big Valentine's Day ad, and then we also have this story down here on the Bunker Bar. Have you ever been there?
I have not yet, but I've heard a lot about it.
I read the story on it, and we need to get out there. So the Bunker Bar is a shelter in the desert with food, drinks, games, and live music. It's north of Lake Havasu City. The address is 6942 North Thirsty Lizard Road. Does that sound like a Havasu address for sure?
Thirsty Lizard, yes.
So apparently this was started as a place for off-roaders to stop while they were out there tearing it up in the desert. That was a year ago. Chris Blackwell is the owner, and he just had a big chunk of open desert out there and decided that he was going to build a stop. They put out a couple of the big storage containers and a tarp over it, and that was the bar. Since then, it is blown up out there. So I haven't made it out there yet, but it's a neat story when you read about it, what all he has going on. They got food, they got music, they got drinks, just out there in the middle of the desert. So, and it's not just for side-by-sides or quads or any of that stuff. You can drive your car all the way up there. They got a 2.5 mile road that is cleared. He said that they've had limos driving out there and that. So we got to go check it out.
Can we take a limo?
You know what? I'll see if Larry will splurge for a limo to take us out there. And then the other thing, if you haven't made your reservations yet, here's a nice full 2 pages on things, Valentine's Day things that are going on. Stuff at the Aquarius, Edgewater, Pioneer, Golden Nugget, the Cella Wines. We talked about a couple weeks ago about the new ownership out there. They're going to be open. So, guys, if you haven't made your reservations, go pick up the entertainer. Figure out which one you want to do. Make your reservation today before they're filled up. So some pretty interesting Valentine's Day specials. Bumbleberry Flats is in here. Cafe Aquarius, Hickory Pit. There's a lot of good things in there. So check it out. The entertainer also has a lot of specials that are going on. Here's a nice big page of people that have won money, which I wasn't aware that you could actually take money out of casinos, but apparently you can. Promotions, poker. There's a in the back here, there's a bunch of movie reviews as well. So I was kind of reading through some of those. Might go out and see a movie. So, all right, that is it for today, for Wednesday, Hump Day. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Remember, this is brought to you by the Tri-State Radiology Center. Tri-State Radiology Center offers same or next day appointments, and they accept most insurances, including Medi-Cal. They have a wide-open MRI and offer digital x-rays with your reports ready in 24 hours. Call them today for an appointment at 928-460-7226. All right, everybody, thanks for joining us. Jeff, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I hope to see all of you here for, what did we decide, Thirsty Thursday? Is that
Thirsty or Throwback, one of the two. We just
right.
haven't really decided.
All right, well, we'll come up with something before tomorrow, we promise. All right, everybody, have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, guys.